Oh man, Pink, your music does it to me. So soulful, so smooth. What's up, brother? Welcome to my world. Welcome to As the World Spins.
What's up? Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, it's an honor to have you here with us today. You got a lot of fans out here watching you. They were so excited to have you come on the show. And the first thing I got to ask is, tell me a little bit about your love story with music, Pink. I mean, literally, you create music that really resonates from somebody who might be a child to a teenager to a young adult to even parents. You got parents out here rocking to your music. I know you're from Philly, so how did this all begin?
Just being in church and like I feel like it's cliche for singers to
Mm-hmm.
say that, but
Nah,
I
it's
actually
not.
wasn't.
You know why?
I
Because
wasn't a
not
singer though.
everybody, is into their faith at the end of the day. So the fact that was brought up in church is something that we can't not recognize. So first of all, salute to you.
Hey, I mean, shout out to my parents or whatever. Just I'm not acting like I was like a good Christian or nothing, but
Keeping it real.
I showed up because that's what my family, that's what we did. You know what I mean? Sunday we went to church. On like Wednesday nights we got probably like Bible study or something. Whatever they make up that Wednesday, we gonna be here for it. You know what I mean? So for me, I always had a sense of family and like community, and I don't know. I just wanted to make music that, coming from where I'm from, we came from like poverty. You
Mm,
know, like when I was home and when I was at church, I always realized it was a complete difference, like how the world felt to me. Like
mm.
church felt safe. Like and it's crazy stuff happening, but it's like everybody's like there to like have fun in the name of God, and music is like a huge part of church.
Yeah.
And like at home, it's just different. You're facing reality every day. At school, you worried about fighting or people jumping you or anything crazy. So it's like I just remember church made me feel safe, and like I used to play the drums, so that's my favorite thing. And from there, it just kept growing because my mom's a singer, my brother's a singer,
Wow.
like everybody in my family pretty much sings, and I never thought that I was a good singer because they're like next level. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom was crazy, and my younger brother, he's crazy. Like he sings really awesome, and so I never really leaned on my voice. I always leaned on my other talents. Like I played drums, and then from there I learned how to produce
Mm.
and make beats. So that was another thing that I added to the table, and then from there I learned how to make songs, like write songs and using my own voice. And for like 10 years or so, or probably like eight or 9 years, just perfecting that and doing it for other people.
Yep.
I
Yep.
just fell in love with it every day. It's like it's one of those things like you see on TV. Somebody start doing something, and then it's like a spark just hits. It's like magic. It's like, oh, like I love this. I don't know why, I can't explain it, but I like making songs. I like going into a room and starting with nothing and being able to say, I can produce this song, I can make the beat, I can write the song, and I can sing the song and then put it out
Oh my
to the
gosh,
world.
exactly. You're a one man band. Music's been your escape. I definitely can relate in that space for sure. And it's really incredible how you came to the point of becoming an artist. Now, I think one of the things that we talked about earlier when we first met was the fact that you were actually writing songs for people. And then, boom, people were like, who is this guy on the track? Because he needs to be the artist. How did that shift happen?
Yo, no lie, this was like 6 or 7 years of just rejecting that idea. Like
Mm.
people literally just, bro, be an artist. I'll get you a deal. Like we could do this, we could do it this way. Let's get some money. Boom, boom. And I just always, I'm like, no, like I don't want to be an artist. And like even my girl, like she was an artist, and it's like when we used to laugh and joke because I'd be like, I'm never gonna be no artist. I'm not. I don't feel like doing no shows or like being on social media too much, like all the stuff that I really didn't want to do. And then we always laugh like how
It came full
time's taking
circle.
its course, and it's like I found myself doing it. So it just I woke up one day and I was just like, you know what? if I was to die, like not to be dark or nothing, but I just think of life that simple. It's like, okay, if I was to pass away, because at the time I was really sick. I had I have like a rare disease. And at the time I didn't know what it was. I just felt like it just felt like physically I was dying. And I was getting real skinny. So I thought I had cancer. Like I just didn't want to go to the hospital. I was like, I'm not trying to pay no hospital bills. Like the worst thing they're gonna tell me is you got something that you can't fix.
Wow,
so
that's
I might
reality.
just rock out with it. So I was just like going through that. And then I found out what it was. It's called achalasia. Achalasia. I don't even know how to spell it, honestly. But if you guys at home,
what is it? You know, the people want to know, what is that? You know, let's educate people.
It's like it's a weird disease. So essentially, your esophagus, which goes down pretty far, like your esophagus goes down pretty far to your stomach, it deteriorates. It's like the cells are like attacking itself. So like the motility that's like pushing the food from point A to point Z, it doesn't make it all the way. So it's like getting caught here, or it might come back up. Like it's just so innately you start losing a lot of weight. And like I always been like a big guy, and I never really was like.
Yeah, I love that you embrace that too with your looks, everything. Like no shame in your game, and also that you don't have to be, you know, rock hard abs and all that stuff to be a successful artist, which I think is really deep, to say the very least. Now, I'm so sorry to hear about that, and it's amazing that you're actually educating people on that, because I think a lot of people don't, you know, relate to artists as the fact that they are human and that we go through things. And, you know, God works in mysterious ways. And the fact that he puts you through that trial to be able to come out on top now as an artist is just incredible. And look, you shouted out your girl, who's actually now your fiance. And I got to talk about her really quick. My girl, JL Bunny, who's actually a fellow Terp like me. Super dope that you guys are engaged. How did that come about? I think Diddy helped you with the proposal. Is that right?
That's hilarious. I wish. I'm actually trying to get them to do some stuff together for me and her. But so what happened is we was friends for a long time, just in the music community. And I never was like, I wasn't really trying to holler at her or nothing. I'm not saying she's attractive. So,
Pink, I love how real you keeping it right now.
I'm just being real. Like I never was trying to like holler at her for real. But I noticed that she was beautiful. But like how I move in the studio and like in my world, I never try to like
your focus
mess with artists just because it's just messy. It's like if something happens, we fall out, then it's like now I gotta change friends, or like it's just too much. So I never really went that far with anything. We just always was cool. She's always like super fun, like she's life of the party type person. So like from there, we just always kept talking. We stayed in contact. She was in LA, I was in LA, and like I took her out to breakfast, I think, and I think she was having like she was going through a hard time. I didn't know this at the time, but she was going through a hard time, and she was like, you know, like you're just so genuine. Like we went out to eat. And then I was staying at an Airbnb in Hollywood or I don't know where it was, but it was in LA somewhere. And we had a bunch of extra rooms. It was a big house. So I was like, yo, you could just come and crash here. And she was like, you sure? Like, I didn't know at the time she was sleeping in her car because she was put together and everything. But like, she was going through some stuff with her label. And it was something crazy happened where they had to move.
Look, and then fast forward, y'all ended up dating, and now you engaged. That is so beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I wish she was in here to tell the story, but
I know. Look, she probably gonna be mad. Like, why are you telling all my business?
Nah, she cool.
It's such a beautiful thing. Nah, Black love is so beautiful, and look, we could talk about that for the rest of the show, but I gotta ask, where did your name Pink Sweats come about?
Pink Sweats. Somebody just called me Pink Sweats. Like literally, somebody just called me that. I bought these pants on sale. No apparent reason. They just was my size. I wore them till they fell apart. Like I wore them like every day to the studio, and somebody just was like Pink Sweats, and I was like, right. I kind of dig that. So when I became an artist, I just was like, I didn't want to use my birth name, which is David, because my whole family, everybody's David. So nobody ever called me David growing up. So I was like, it's gonna be weird to have a bunch of strangers calling me a name that my family don't even call me. So I was like, bet, Pink Sweats. It's organic. Yep. It happened. I locked in on it. And I low-key, I thought it was a silly name too. So in my head, that was me not taking myself too serious.
Which you can't in life. Like you said, you know, life is short at the end of the day. Tomorrow's not promised, to say the very least. Look, there's a lot of people out there that want to be artists, that want to get into the space that you're in. What advice would you give to an up-and-coming artist?
Yo, I'm glad you asked that, because I'm actually putting a program together now. Oh. For anybody's listening, you want to share with your friends, be ready for it, because, like, one, I'll tell people, do your due diligence on your business. And that just goes into knowing what it is that you're entering into. Like, you're not gonna buy a house without getting expected. I mean, not a house, not nobody smart is gonna just drop a bunch of money. You gotta look at your time like money. So if you're gonna invest all this time and energy into this career field, you need to know what it is you're getting into. You need to know the perks, the cons, the longevity of it, everything. And two, which is important too, do you have what it takes to be an artist? Something that it's a tough question to ask yourself, but a lot of people don't ever ask it. They just think because, oh, such and such did it, it looks easy, I could do it too. And it's like, nah, it's not really easy. Like you're always you're always at the beck and call of your fans. And two, you always have to cater to them. You're essentially, you become the top of the food chain in customer service. So I learned that myself. Whereas when people want to hear what they want to hear at the end of the day, right? So I'm a creator. I'm an artist. I consider myself, I'm a real artist. Like I don't just make R&B. I don't just make pop. Like I can do any song. And that, if I feel like I want to do that, I tap into my songwriter and producer bag. Because Pink Sweats, I can't just put out a rock album and be like, oh, everybody's supposed to love it. It's like, nah, we don't know you for that. We don't want that. We want honesty. Like, we want, at my worst, like, give us that. So those two. One, do your due diligence. Two, do I have what it takes? It seems like it would be more steps, but really, if you cover those two, you really got everything. Because if you do your due diligence, that encompasses looking up the right people to work with, being organic, and like understand like, oh, this network thing, like a lot of people use that word nowadays, and like nobody wants to network. Like I'm not going to, like people want to feel like something's organic. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yep. Even if it's not, they want to feel it. Like we're meeting right now. Let's say we end up doing some business together later down the line. We weren't setting this up to network. Yeah. Networking happened, where it's like a lot of people have this idea of like, oh, I'm gonna come in and I want to go to this party to network. Opportunist. Like, yeah, and to be fair, being an opportunist is not necessarily a negative thing. Facts. It comes with a lot of negative connotation, but knowing what you bring to the table, like if I'm at a party and I'm with my friends and I'm kicking and we turn up having a time of our life, I'm spending $1,000 on bottles, or the club is hiring. Okay, big baller. I'm kidding. I'm just. No, we're keeping it real though. Yeah. Yeah, you set up the scene. Even if they're providing the bottles, either way, I'm not there to meet you. Exactly. I'm not there to hear your demos. So there has to be something extremely enticing for you to get someone's attention. And I feel like when you do your due diligence, you start to learn the way of the game. Like some people have things that they love. Like if you came up to me with a birthday cake and it's not my birthday, I'm gonna be intrigued. Like we in the middle of a club, you got this fire ass cake right here. I'm like, yo, come over here. Who are you? Like, why'd you bring the cake? It's not even my birthday. Conversation just started. So it's weird, but like learning how to deal with people is extremely important. So those two, and like I like in my program, I want to get like a lot more in depth.
Yeah. No, I was going to say your network is definitely your net worth. Can you tell us a little bit about the program? What's the name of it and when is it dropping? How can people get hip to it and be part of it very soon?
Well, one, I haven't named it because I'm just not good at naming anything. I don't even name my songs.
Oh, interesting.
People just like somebody will just say a thing and I just put the title because I'm good at like coming up with the ideas and stuff.
That's dope.
But I'm looking to drop the program in about a month or two. I want to make sure it's solid advice because I want people to get real results, like, or as close to results as you possibly can.
Right.
Yeah, real tangible, because this game is crazy, right? So one thing is, I'll say for people who don't know, when I started as an artist, I was independent, and a lot of people didn't know that because it seemed like, oh, this dude's everywhere, like. But that was organic. That's just people just rocking with the music. Mm-hmm. Two, when you're independent, that means you have a residual source of income. So every single month, you need that residual income, right? Because at the end of the day, a record label like Atlantic, where I'm signed, they want to see a history of business. So if you look at yourself as an artist, remove the word artist and replace that with I am a business.
Yeah.
I just happen to be a person, but what I'm putting out into the world, this is an active business. People want to get signed to labels, or they don't, you know what I mean? But a lot of people, you're trying to get in position.
Right.
You don't realize, one, this label, they're taking a risk on you. Two, you have no business history. Mm-hmm. Why am I going to give you a fair deal,
right?
Whatever you think is fair, if you have no history doing business? That's like giving a kid $30,000. Right. Essentially, that's like me walking up to my little sister, like, here's $30,000, and expecting 60 next week. Like, right. Yeah, she gonna flip it. How? You have no track record of business. So for a lot of people who are independent and you're trying to figure it out, I think you have to take that into consideration. As in, like, if I'm going to the major and I'm going to the next level, where is my history? I need to show some sort of, you got to show history in every other field. You got credit history, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You got, even when you're filling out doctor paper at a doctor, they want to know, did your mom have this? Did your dad? Like, everything requires some sort of history. And I feel like creatives, we're so passionate and we think up here and here, it's like, oh, this is all that matters. But to be fair, people don't care about you. Yeah, it's all about the business.
That's so true. It's Hunger Games out here nowadays in the music industry. You don't even have to be super talented to be popping. You know what I mean? I ain't throwing no shade. You could sing Pink, you know, I know that. But there's a lot of people out there that, you know, that's why they call them recording artists nowadays, because it really is the full package that makes somebody successful in that industry. Man, yeah. I could talk to you on that. You're a source of wisdom, to say the very least, and you are so talented. I gotta ask, your fans want to know, you know, they're loving the song right now with Kalani, At My Worst. Such a beautiful song. But when can we expect some new from you? New album, new music? Give me the tea.
ASAP. I think I told you before, like, I'm working on a project now, which is, I want to give people a different side of Pink Sweat. Because everybody sees like the super friendly, nice, like teddy bear, romantic teddy bear vibes. Mm-hmm. But for me, I want to give people a full picture. Like, whenever you in the vibes to listen to, you know, something that's gonna make you think about love and life, I got all those songs already. So my thing is,
we turn it up.
How can I give y'all some late night vibes? And you like, yo, I just want to feel sexy. Like, I want to feel like I'm in that zone. You know what I mean? I want to do like a project like that where people can just, you know what I mean, make their babies. They not mine.
Look at you.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Lord, you about to get engaged. You about to make yourself some baby making music? I'm done.
And plus, I just feel like people, as a creative, it's my job and duty to keep pushing the boundaries.
Yeah.
As it pertains to what
Very
I
true.
do.
Very
you know
true.
what I'm saying? Because that's gonna open up the door for the next person, because they're gonna say, a lot of people like to say like, oh, you can't make it if you like love don't sell no more. You gotta be trapped out, or
Nah, that's
you
not
gotta
true.
be talking about this or that. And it's like, I got platinum records. I don't know what you're talking about. So it could be done.
Exactly.
It could be done. It just, is it harder? Maybe. Yeah, it probably is. And but it can be done, and that's the point. And once I do this next project and show people that, hey, you can be an artist again, like real artists, not like pooping on like the social media era, but at the end of the day,
it's more to life out here, to say the
it's
very
more
least.
to life. It's like people really like music. Like I think over the pandemic, people realized like,
That's
dang,
true.
I really bang with music. Like I'm about to listen to these 3-second clips for like the whole, like you want real music. And I feel like shout out to a lot of women in the industry.
Yes.
Because women bringing R&B back. Like it's not guys. Like I'm like, even in my seat where I feel like I'm positioned, it's usually my name and a bunch of women. Because on the new era right now, there's not a lot of male R&B singers up there. You got probably one, like Giveon, really.
Yeah.
And then all the rest are like SZA, Summer Walker, Kehlani.
Well, you got to sprinkle Bryson in there too, you know.
I mean, I like Bryson.
He's in the middle. He's a little in the middle.
Yeah. He did Trap Soul. Let's give him that.
Yeah,
like he's still the GOAT. That joint's still doing numbers.
Facts.
Facts.
Now, first of all, shout out to you for giving other artists their flowers. That is very humbling to say. It just says so much about you, and I'm really excited to see what's coming next. I'm so excited that you're getting married. That's some awesome news. We're excited for that new music. It might be a hot pink summer up in here. Guys, Pink